Alrighty, y'all. I think it's been high time that I review one pistol that I've been talking about or hinting about in some of my other videos, and it's been taking me a little while to get to this one due to some difficulties I had with it when I first acquired it more than a few months ago. I think I've had this gun for about a year now, but the pistol in question is the Beretta 92X Compact. And this should look very familiar to a lot of y'all because, I mean, it's a 92 series pistol, but it's a compact. It's not the full size, which I have right here. This is my 96 A1, and as you can see, there's just a slight difference in size between these. Not, counting the compensator I got up there in the front, but and also this being a non-X pistol, and this one, of course, being a X series. So first things first, what exactly is different about the X series? So aside from the somewhat edgy marketing name, the X series incorporate a Vertex style frame, which may not be super apparent on here, but it's basically a straighter profile grip rather than the fixed kind of curved hump that you can see in the back here of a regular 92, 96. It's just a little more curved here versus the X series, which you can see I've got the other grip on here, which makes it give a little bit of a hump back here, but this is traditionally very, very straight as compared to the regular series. That's the biggest difference. The other difference is Beretta says that they have coated some of the internals in a different type of coating. They finished them a different way than the regular 92 non-X series, which supposedly adds superior lubricity and durability, all that stuff. So it makes the action supposedly smoother. And I would definitely say that is the case. It's not much, but it is noticeable from a regular 92 pistol. So, but yeah, this one is a compact with no rail, as you can see here. I don't really like the appearance of rails too much. The only reason why I got it on this one is because way back when I bought this gun years and years and years ago, that was the only one they had. And the idea of having a rail on a pistol was super cool and new to me at the time, so I thought it'd be a good addition to have in case I wanted to use it as an all-purpose weapon, put a weapon-mounted light, use it for home defense, self-defense, that kind of thing, which this gun does admirably, right? But now that I have all my specific purpose-built niches filled, pretty much anything I get from this point on is not necessarily so much for practical uses, but for cool factor and because I like them. So that's why I went with the no rail model. So because I just think it looks better, without a rail. It just kind of, I don't know, has that look to it. So anyway, the X series also featured this kind of improved grip panels. As you can see here, it's all plastic, just like the originals, but it has a very aggressive checkering, as you can see there, that's not present on the old models. And that checkering, to me, made the biggest difference when it came to grip with these things, because the original grip for the 92 series is actually pretty good. Not especially aggressive, but pretty good. But these absolutely bring it to a whole different level. I mean, we're talking like this is almost Smith & Wesson M&P style texturing on here in terms of aggressiveness and how it just kind of grips your hand. So I really, really like that, and ever since I got hands on a 92X in the shop, I was like, man, I got to get one of these. So it wasn't all just marketing hype; it actually did make a difference for me. Another big change they made is the sights. So I don't know if that'll come on camera there pretty well, but so rear sight here is dovetailed, but it's also a kind of blacked out rear. That's not focusing at all. So anyway, it's blacked out rear with a also a dovetailed front, as you can see right there. It's also not focusing, but I assure you it is dovetailed with a kind of high-vis red paint, I guess, in the front sight there. So it makes a very close approximation to my favorite sight picture for pistols, which is an all blacked out serrated rear with a high-vis red fiber optic front. Now this is not fiber optic, of course, but it's close enough. So very close to my preferred sight picture on a factory pistol, which is, hey, that's a bonus for me. But the big reason why it's important and why these sights are dovetailed, though, is that some of the original models of 92 pistol do not have dovetailed sights, at least the front sight anyways. And you can see this on, I believe the commercial M9 models, true to form, do not have dovetailed sights in the front. So that is very important if you like to change sights on your pistol. So I do believe, though, all the modern 92 FS and A1 series do, in fact, have dovetailed capable sights, because my 96 I have here is also dovetailed. I've seen no reason really to replace them myself, but they are, in fact, dovetailed in there. So I know that was a feature that the A1s definitely had, but I don't know if all of the models of the 92 necessarily have dovetailed front sights. I don't think they do. But anyway. So another cool feature about the X series, they basically went through the whole 92 lineup and just said, what can we modernize about this gun to make it more palatable for the modern market, which they absolutely did. So overall, a very, very nice package. I mean, if you got a 92X full size and you put the kind of humpback grips on here, because they come with two grips, the traditional panels that are just super, super straight, and they also have the secondary grip, which is the one I have on here, that adds a little bit of a back strap here to add that kind of hump back on the profile. If you got 92X full size with no rail, that would be a absolutely excellent, I think, modernization, if you will, of the M9 92 series. So just great work all around. Now, I will say though, when I bought this, I kind of noticed some differences between the American-made 92 pistols and the Italian ones. Now, I believe this one, yeah, so this one is Italian. This 96 is Italian-made, and this one, I believe all the 92Xs are American-made, or at least it says so on the slide. But I did notice a significant difference in the finish of the slides of these two guns. And I've noticed this with American Berettas. The finish on the slide tends to be ever so slightly different from the Italian-made ones. The Italian ones tend to have more of a, not as shiny, not as kind of thick looking feeling to them. So if you've ever held like a CZ75, that kind of coat, like kind of thick coating they have on there, it feels very similar to the American-made Berettas. It feels very, very similar, and it looks almost the same. But the Italian ones tend to be a little darker and less shiny. So I don't know if that's any kind of like just variance in the manufacturing process, the finishing process. I don't know if that speaks to the quality of either one, but I personally prefer the Italian-made ones over the American ones. And there's also more reasons why I say that in general for Beretta pistols. So back to the main problem that I had with this gun when I first got it is the barrel had issues. And the way I noticed this is when I was inspecting this thing when I first got it. You know, I was taking it all apart and everything, and taking the barrel out. I have a spare barrel here. That's a after I wouldn't say aftermarket, but it's a factory Beretta threaded barrel that I put in the gun. And the reason why I did that is because the original barrel that came with it, not this one, but the original one, just had some weird kind of markings and rough spots all around the rifling. It just looked like someone had shot a whole bunch of rounds through it and didn't bother to clean it. So I thought, okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe it was just the test rounds from the factory, right? So I went through and cleaned it as best I could, and did my usual maintenance process that I do with pretty much every pistol. But the problem was, it never got clean. Whatever was in the barrel, it just was not coming out. So I thought, okay, well, let's see how much of a difference this makes when I actually go out and shoot it. So sure enough, despite all of my best efforts with every kind of ammo that I tried, and I had a big list of ammo types that I was trying, documented performance of every single one, made some very extensive thorough notes, and the accuracy of the barrel was absolutely terrible. I mean, we're talking 6 to 8 inches at 25 yards, that's incredible to me. That's really bad. I know I'm not that bad of a shot because I had other pistols right next to me, including this one, just to make sure. So, you know, I'm sitting there at 25 yards, bang, bang, banging away, and I'm getting my usual, 3 to 2.5 2-inch groups at 25 yards with this, and put the same exact ammo through this one, and it just was not performing. I couldn't figure out why, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, well, maybe it's the barrel. So I ordered a factory threaded barrel because it was on sale at the time. Beretta has regular sales for accessories and parts, but anyway, bought it, put the barrel in this gun, and then I tested all the ammo types again, and it worked perfectly fine. We're talking like 3 inches, 2.5 inches, 2 inches, 25 yards. Basically the standard accuracy I would expect out of any modern pistol is working just fine. So that proved to me, at least reasonably anyways, that there was a problem with the factory barrel that was provided with that gun. So I went to Beretta's warranty, like kind of repair service and everything, and I said, hey, I just got this gun, registered it, did the whole process, and I sent the gun and all the documentation that I had, all the notes I had to Beretta, Beretta USA. And I think I waited about a month, 4 weeks or something like that. Got the gun back, and they replaced the barrel free of charge, completely new barrel. So that kind of confirmed my suspicions there that the barrel was faulty in some way, or dinged up or worked up somehow from the factory. So that has been basically my one and only negative experience I've had with a new Beretta pistol. And the fact that it was made in the States also kind of lends a little bit more credence to my argument that I prefer the Italian-made ones over the United States American-made ones. Now, it pains me to say that because I am an American, of course, but personally, if the product is good, I don't really care where it comes from. So that's certainly the case with this. Now, I will give Beretta credit. They did replace and do all the service and everything free of charge. They sent everything back in a timely fashion. And now this pistol with the new barrel they provided works just as fine as any of my other guns. Acceptable accuracy, no problems with the reliability, no problems at all, nothing. So yeah, unfortunate that happened, but I figured I'd mention that because I have seen some rather rough examples of also other American-made like M9A1s that a buddy of mine had. That thing was rough, really rough. So we're talking like the finish looked all kinds of crappy. You could see the tool marks on the slide. You know, it didn't really work all that well for him. It just felt cheap, and not in a good way. So I like to think that Beretta USA is doing what they can to make a quality product, because honestly, everything else about the gun worked fine except for the barrel. So, and they did replace it, like I said. So kudos to that. But anyway, beyond that, this gun has performed pretty much as well as any of my other pistols, which is to say, perfectly fine. The reliability and everything, of course, all the characteristics that go with legendary pistol series like the 92 was absolutely true. Also, with the 92X, it worked just fine. Reliability 100%. All ammo types, no problem. Accuracy is to be expected. Trigger pull, I think, is improved over a stock 92. That's not an X series. The X series, I think, does have a smoother double action trigger pull. I don't know if it's lighter, but it's certainly just it's a more pleasurable experience than a regular non-X 92. So it's just smooth. Single action is typical 92. Nothing really to write home about there. If you fired a 92 in single action, you've pretty much fired this one as well, despite it being an X series. I don't even know what else there is to really say about these that hasn't already been said about 92 pistols in general. So it's pretty much just, like I said, Beretta's modernization of the platform to appeal to the modern audience. So I certainly think they've done a good job there. Now, when they first released these, though, for magazine capacity, a compact only has 13 rounds, as you can see right there. Standard magazine has 13 rounds, fits my hand very, very well. I believe Metgar, though, does now offer a same size magazine as this one, but I believe it holds 15 rounds now. I don't think those were initially available when the 92X compacts first came out, which is unfortunate because now I want to go out of my way and pretty much get all the 15 rounders I can to replace the 13s, and just toss the 13s in the closet somewhere and forget about them. But yeah, 13 plus 1 for compact size, not really a big deal. You can, of course, use the full size mags like the one I have here, and if you have the sleeve thing that you can put on, I think it goes, no, it goes the other way. Yeah, there we go. Slide that on there, just like that. And then you can get your 18 plus 1 capacity in basically a Centurion style kind of pistol now, because you got the shorter slide and barrel, but you got the full length grip when you put the spacer on there. So, and this is actually quite comfy. It shoots just as well as the full size version, I think. It does feel a little different, obviously, because the material is different here on the grip where your pinky's at. But to me, still just very shootable, very controllable pistol, just like all 92s are. So the big thing though, for me about why I got the X over a traditional regular compact is because the regular 92 compact absolutely does not agree with me at all. I hate the feel of a regular 92 compact in my hand because mainly all my fingers here, these 3 fingers on a regular 92 compact with the mag in, for some reason the shape of the grip and everything, my fingers just tend to bunch up on each other like that, and it doesn't feel good to me. And I think maybe also it's because the hump is more pronounced than this one is. It kind of pushes your hand out a little more this way rather than a straight on grip. So these ones here, as you can see, my fingers are not bunched up on there at all, but on the 92 compact, they're all squished up and just on top of each other. I hate it. So I thought there was almost no reason for me to get a 92 compact in any way, shape, or form until I saw one of these in the shop, and this one actually, and I picked it up and I was like, wow, that is a huge difference. I want to say it's definitely more up to the grip shape, but for some reason it just works in my hands. It just feels excellent. So any 92 compact that I get in the future is going to have to be a X series, or at least have the Vertex style frame, because regular 92s just don't do it for me. So yeah, and then of course all the little upgrades and stuff they did with the rest of the X series, like I already mentioned, just great, fantastic stuff. And the best part is, I don't know how Beretta's able to do this. Maybe it's just because they've made so many of these things for as long as they have. But the price point for 92Xs is actually not that much different from the regular 92 series, which kind of blows my mind that they're able to do all these nice little improvements with a different frame and everything, and still keep the price point very reasonable. And that's even counting during all this COVID madness and everything else that's going on with the prices of everything going through the roof. Beretta has actually managed to keep their prices fairly agreeable and not, going above $200 what they used to be, $300-400, going crazy with their prices like HK does. Naughty. Beretta tends to keep their stuff very reasonably priced, and that's what I love about it, because it's such a high value, I think, for what you're getting. A legendary pistol series like this that just works. It is a very good do everything kind of pistol. I mean, shoot, you could conceal carry this if you wanted to. I personally think it's a little big and heavy for that, but I know some people who have carried these. So yeah, and and I forgot to mention too. So with the smaller size of this as well, I find a lot of the smaller statured shooters, women, shorter dudes, smaller guys, really, really like the 92 compact over a full-size 92, 96 like this, because a lot of complaints, like I mentioned in my Service M9 video, a lot of people complained about the size of this gun, how big it is for them. Anyways, I don't think it's very big. I think this is very appropriately sized. Then again, I am 6 foot male, reasonably fit. Not everyone is. So a female shooter, like I've seen a lot of women really, really pick up on these 92 compacts, especially this X frame. They really do like it. So that's pretty cool to me. So there's a lot of reasons to get a 92X compact over your traditional 92 full size or M9. So I'm very happy with the direction that Beretta went with these. I can't wait to get like a 9mm suppressor and put that thing on here and have my little spy gun. It's just going to be, this is just a fun gun, It feels very familiar to me. It feels very good, very refined, but in all the right ways. So anyway, so that's why I really got this, for mostly cool factor, and it's just a nice gun, So, and also there is compatibility between the regular non-X series and 92 pistols. So if you had a 92 compact slide and barrel, you can put that on an X frame. It'll work just fine, and vice versa as well. They didn't really change the mechanism of the gun, really. It's just the style of the frame. So they all take the same mags with each other, so there's no real differences there. I'm very glad they did that, because there are certain other companies with their X frames that are not compatible with other, shall we say, frames and generations of models. I'm sure you can guess who I'm talking about. Very, very annoying. So kudos to Beretta. Again, Beretta just continues to do an excellent job when it comes to their 92 series of pistols. It's basically because it's what they know, it's what they're good at, and they continue to do an excellent job with these things. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do next. Honestly, I don't know how much more modern you can make these things, because they've already come out with the M9A4 and the 92X RDOs, which have the little optic mounts here that you can put on the top of the slide. So unfortunately, you can't get any mounts for those optics, so that's kind of disappointing. But beyond that, adding optics and threaded barrels and everything else, I just don't know what else you can do to this gun to make it more modernized. But if there's one company that will figure out how to do it, it's Beretta, I'm sure. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. 92X Compact, great pistol. Super glad that I have it. It's a lot of fun to shoot. Aside from the factory barrel issue that I had, it's now working great. They sent, I got the new barrel right here. I've got a threaded barrel and everything, so I'm good to go, man. So anyway, highly recommend. 92 series, of course, are excellent designs, excellent pistols, and if you're ever on the fence about getting one, that just have no doubt at all, it's going to be a good pistol. So I think I've said enough about that, and I will catch you next time.